Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Fixing Foundations video. In the last one, I talked about fractions. I gave a brief overview on the subject, and today I want to focus more specifically on what it means to simplify fractions. So I'm going to write two fractions. I'm going to write 1/2, and I'm going to write 2/4. Now, building on what I talked about in the last video, I'm going to draw these out. So this is what 1/2 would sort of look like. So what I'm going to scribble out in the white, that's going to be the absence of a slice. And if we were to do 2/4, so I'll draw another circle, cut it into 4 slices because that's the denominator, and I'm going to strike out 2 slices from here. And if you were to look at this, you might come to the conclusion that 1/2 equals 2/4. And the reason you would come to this conclusion is because they basically have the same volume. They may be divided up differently, but the amount of slice, if you will, is equal on both sides. So each circle here has essentially been cut in half, or a half has been removed from it. Even though this has more slices, the actual value is the same. Now, how does this apply to simplifying fractions? Well, if I have a fraction, right? Say if I have, I'll try something a little different this time. I'm going to try 8/12. That's going to be a lot of slices, but I'll draw that out. So I need a pretty big circle for this. I don't like the way that circle looks. I can actually have a ellipse tool here. Okay, perfect. So draw a big circle, and I'm going to divide this into 12 slices. So I'll actually start with 6, and then I'll draw 3 more lines here. 2, 3, and now I should have 12 slices. So I'm going to strike out 4 of these to account for the 4 missing slices in our fraction. And if we count what we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of the 12 slices remaining, which is very accurate to what our fraction is displaying here. Now, we can simplify this by taking out what we call the greatest common factor. And how we do this is we ask ourselves, what is the largest possible number I can divide out of 8 and 12? And in this case, it would be 4. So I'm going to divide a 4 from the top, and I'm going to divide a 4 from the bottom. So I'm just going to write 4/4. So we're essentially dividing it by 1 because 4/4 equals 1. Any number divided by itself equals 1, and fractions are essentially division. I'll go into that a little more later, but we're going to divide this by 4 over 4, and when we do that, we just divide 8 divided by 4, which would give us 2. And then 12 divided by 4 would give us 3. And now, if we draw another circle, we just cut this into 3 slices, so I could just do something like this. And then I could just strike out this slice here. And you'll see that, again, like we saw before, the actual amount of what's left is the same between these two circles. Obviously, they're not exactly the same because I didn't draw it perfectly, but the visual representation of it still holds. This is equal to this because 8 over 12 is equal to 2 over 3. Now, if you had a hard time taking out the greatest common factor from 8 over 12, there is a little trick you could have used, and you could use this trick anytime you see an even number over an even number. You could take out 2 from the top and the bottom. You can start with 2. So if I divide 8 by 2, that will give me 4. And then if I divide 12 by 2, that would give me 6. And now I can see that there's another number that can be taken out from 4 and 6. It's not another number, it's actually the same number in this case. In this case, it would just be 2 again. So I could divide this again. I could divide the numerator and the denominator by 2 a second time. And then that would give me 2, because 4 divided by 2 equals 2, over 3, because 6 divided by 2 equals 3. And this took a little bit longer, but you could see that it ultimately gave us the same answer, 2 over 3, which is what I have drawn over here. I think that this is sufficient for this video. I know I've been away for a little while. I would like to inform you that I have been working on fixing foundations. I've just been working on some stuff that isn't ready yet. But if you want me to do more tutorials like this one, let me know what you would like me to cover, and I may just cover it on this channel. Thank you very much for watching.